Alright, there's actually more than one package, but let's just get this one open and out of the way with real quick. We've got My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Season 6. Seems like it's been a while since the last one was released. Let's put this here, but we're going to deal with this thing, which is way too big to put on the red table. So let's dive in. I mean, I think I have a pretty good idea why this package is so huge, because I kind of expect it to be bigger than my usuals. And of course, this is the bottom, so if everything is upside down, that would be why. Let's see. Come on. Yeah, this is the reason why it's so big. And I guess I did nick it a little bit with the scissors, but oh well, that's my fault. We do have these. I'm going to set these up here. So let's dive into this, because this is what made it so big. So what we have here is a Speed Racer, first ever US release. Something go go go. I don't know. I got the impression that there were maybe, yeah, how's it looking on the camera? My damn camera's screen's upside down for me. Oh well. So basically, this is a collector's edition version of Speed Racer that I think contains both Japanese and English stuff. 138 episodes. What did I do with the damn scissors? So let's get inside this. So I do believe the box itself will not be what I will be trying to show at the end of the video when I'm like this week's anime DVD collection update. No. Instead it will be the thing inside. Oh look, that opened up. The back did. Squeaky. Oh shit, that's huge. Making sure I didn't miss anything else. I'm not even quite sure where I put this. Look at this scary thing. Okay, let's see if I can. Probably don't need to worry about anything there. Can I get this out of the plastic? Sorry. The hair kind of makes it hard to see out of the corner of my own eyes to see what I'm doing, so we've got a visor that opens and closes. A very scary face. Let's see if I pull this out.
I'm entering the race and I'll beat you with the Mark V. I'm going to try to get better than the best racer I've ever seen, Racer X. Get ready. The flag will be lowered and the race will begin.
Interesting. So, the back here is where the Blu-rays and DVDs are. You can see here, they form an image. We've got these to pull them out. So, why don't I move back over here, pull them all out, so that we can take a look. Okay, let's see. I guess I'll put this aside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, 4 slots on that. That's interesting. So, Disc 1, episodes 1 through 12. Okay, this says the disc on the back. Region A. I can't even read that. Red on black. English. Subtitles English. Okay, so I get the impression. Okay, yeah, this is on the top. Okay. Go. So this is episode. These are probably the same episodes except Japanese with English subtitles, which is probably what it will say here. Audio Japanese, subtitles English. Alright, let's just keep going. I mean, there's this art over here. Episodes 1 through 9. 1 through 6. Okay. Speed Racer. So this is another season of Speed Racer of some sort, I guess. That was part of what was complicated about it, is I have no idea what I have. I have no idea what is here. I'm just completely lost. I think I mentioned, like, last week I was confused and I thought Chargeman Kin was maybe Speed Racer, but it's not. So I'm clearly just completely confused. So 52 episodes across 6 discs. This is English. Okay. And then let's look at the back. Another 6 discs. This is Japanese, probably with English subtitles. 52 episodes. I really ought to watch this series. There's just so much I want to watch, but not enough time. This is actually a really interesting collector's edition. Problem is, again, I have absolutely no idea where I'm going to put a giant head. Alright. And now finally, last but not least, we have this 4-disc collector's edition thing. What does it say down here? Japanese, English subtitles. So maybe there's episodes, something, go. Its name is Mark 5. 19. Interesting. Well, that's all of that. I suppose want all those in there like this. I'll figure out closing it a little later. Let's go on to the Skip Beat, which is a Kickstarter thing. And this keychain came with it, so I might as well take it. I don't know the context too much, but we got 2 chickens. And I think this is the Kyoko's Revenge version of the box. I got it on both DVD and Blu-ray, which is good. So if we open it up, down here at the bottom, we got what looks like a poster, which is kind of hard to show on the camera at this angle, but you know, when the face isn't distorted. Excellent. Okay, that feels okay. And then we got a little booklet, a bonus booklet. It briefly looked like it talked a bit about the people who did the dub, I guess. This isn't new, is it? You know, I don't see anything here that says if it's region A or D, or A or not. Oh well, maybe it's not. Let's take a look. We got all 25 episodes, Blu-ray. Oh look, it says right there, region A. So anybody that would want to import this, probably take note. Let's see. Just before I look in there too much. Love Me section member, Skip Beat. And this looks like a thank you to a lot of Kickstarter people. Yeah, I see my name on there. Lots of Kickstarter people. Cool. Now we'll take a look. We got Skip Beat. Obviously we've got that imagery. Since this is in there, we'll take a peek. I heard something that sounded like a piece of plastic falling. Could be mistaken. And something tells me I forgot to put yeah, I don't know. Is there loose plastic somewhere or not? I don't know. Put that back in there and then go to this, which is all 25 episodes, but this is the DVD version. Although this says region A, so that could be an oversight in the packaging because DVDs are numbered and not regioned, but oh well. Here we've got a sticker. Got more behind the disc art, cover art, and then 4 DVD discs. Let's see, and then don't forget to put this back in there. That's pretty cool. As you can see, this week it's got unique stuff, a couple of unique things. And next is Your Name, which I do believe this is the limited edition version, and it's interesting that it's designed this way. It reminds me of that anime whose name I can't remember. I'm sure that helps y'all a lot, but whatever. Let's keep going. This one's region A on the Blu-ray side. DVD is 1. This one has English dub and Japanese with English subtitles, so if you imported from Japan like me, you'd want this just because I like the shiny, and I like the fact that you got both the characters and then both the characters from behind. And then of course when they open like that, it's the characters are separated, which is, you know, kind of very reminiscent of I guess the idea of the show. We got a booklet, The Art of Your Name. Just looking through it real quick. Some pretty stuff in there. And over here we've got the actual Blu-ray, DVD, and I think did this come with? I'm trying to read this. So that obviously catches my attention as weird, but EMI. None of these actually say CD. Radwimps, Your Name. This says bonus disc. What does this say? Absolutely anywhere, Jammers. Okay, so right around here, this disc looks to be very similar, but it says bonus disc there. So I have absolutely no idea what I'm looking at. I think EMI is music company, so I would think these are soundtracks. But I don't remember what I got as usual. Oh well, I'll figure it out later. For now, we've successfully dug through it. Does this fit in there? Ooh, this fits in there. It's been a long time since I've done that, huh? Let's see. Next up, we've got Two Heart 2. Now, clearly looking at it, I can tell it's not the same character designs as the first Two Heart. The character designs in the first one are a bit nostalgic because they're definitely character designs or art or something done along the lines of Figure 17 or Steel Angel Kurumi. You can kind of tell what I'm talking about with the way the nose is drawn and the characters' heads turned to the side. These don't look like they would do that weird thing. Oh, I guess they also draw the lips in a certain way. I guess let's not go too far there. I just opened it up and went through the discs real quick. But the real question is Blu-ray versus DVD, because the Blu-ray version for Sentai release, although this says made in Japan, I get the impression they're not as separate as you would think they would be based on stuff. Well, these look like the same two first discs, or first two discs arts from here. That and that. So this is unique to the DVD version. For our Blu-ray version, it looked like there was no dub. No dub. Region A. So, pretty straightforward. Genocidal organ. Kind of Blu-ray plus DVD plus ultraviolet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is anime. Oh, did that say what region it is for the Blu-ray? Oh look, it's regions A and B. And it has an English dub if you like that. Worst case it's not, but you know, the real worst case is I really had everything for Speed Racer and I spent $300 on that set for nothing. That looks drawn. Hold on, let's put that down like that. So we've got Blu-ray and DVD. So I guess this is some sort of movie. And this is an advertisement for Funimation Now. So that raises the question, who released this again? I think that says Funimation. Come on, focus camera. Oh well. It looks like the Funimation smiley face. So this is a weird Funimation release. Not a bad one, just unusual for some reason. Handa-Kun, Blu-ray plus DVD. So it's kind of interesting that this is a slightly more coarse slipcover. It's not the standard slick kind. I'm not sure if that's... Yeah, for some reason that one is, but these are your standard slick kind. Okay, interesting. Oh look, there's an English dub, region A only, Blu-ray DVD. Everyone loves him but him. Okay, that sounds like an amusing concept. Now there's a good question of if it's executed pretty well. I don't know, Blu-ray 1, Blu-ray 2, as expected, DVD 1, DVD 2, pretty cool. Next up we've got Cheer Boys, which is a curiosity, I guess. Let's see, region A, English dubbed, Blu-ray DVD versions. Let's go Breakers. I don't know much about it, other than what I can just quickly read off the back. Blu-rays 1 and 2, DVDs 1 and 2. Be an interesting curiosity. I think I've said that about a lot of things tonight. There's just not enough time for everything. And then last but not least, we got First Love Monster, which is again another very interesting one. It looks reverse harem. So on the back here, ooh, regions A and B, and English dub. So this one's a pretty accessible one. Is this one on the front? These are both Funimation, right? Oh yeah, so I guess Funimation also got a good chunk of money this week, huh? Actually, they did Speed Racer, so they got most of my money. Dang. Blu-rays 1 and 2. DVDs 1 and 2, and a guy showing off his midriff. Which, is he doing that here too? No. Oh well. Okay, so before I flip it all over, I should figure out how to get the back of this back on, because as you can see, it's kind of, I don't want to just slide it on, because I want, oh, there we go. I think that mostly got it. Is it not? Is that on? I feel like the bottom wants to come off. Oh well. Let's get the scissors out of the way. And it fell open. This thing is an enigma. I guess that's one of the problems with it. Can I get it in? Don't fall down, DVDs. I don't know. I guess that's the best we're going to be able to do. So let's do this. Here's this week's anime DVD collection update. So, pretty much no anime watched at all this past week. Other than maybe clips here and there off of my private server and stuff like that, just to, I guess, go back to things. No. Super Mario Odyssey took up a lot of time, and then there was watching of a couple of other anime things. So I've got like 620 something of the collectibles in Super Mario Odyssey. I'm not sure if I've done the final battle, because there's still more things to explore, but it was a very strange, not necessarily bad, just strange ending. A little more tricky than the ending to Super Mario 3D World, but I kind of enjoyed the escalation of Super Mario 3D World's final battle a little bit more, and the theming that they went with for that. So in that regard, it's kind of an interesting trade-off, because Super Mario Odyssey, I think, is a much more smooth playing game, and it's a little less levelly than Super Mario 3D World. So in that regard, you know, it harkens back to the Mario 64 and its descendants. Yeah. And I guess I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing in terms of prioritizing the watching of more, because I want to get back to watching anime. There's a lot of great stuff that came out this week. So maybe Odyssey slows down a little bit, because I just have to make sure I beat it before the 17th, which is, it gives me a week and a half. And it doesn't sound too bad. I mean, the amiibos help me find stuff, because it gives me free hints, albeit slow and over time, but I still get free hints. I could probably just go into all the worlds and grab all the hints that I want. Now, outside of that, let's see. I watched Stranger Things Season 2. Well, my biggest complaint about it is that Netflix is doing this first month free thing, and since I know they're not going to get from me what they would want, I kind of want to wait for them to get a free or get a charge, and then I turn it off and turn it back on whenever I'm ready to watch something else from there, because I don't know, I've just got too many DVDs and Blu-rays to watch, and I want to give them money for, you know, bringing the service to watching Stranger Things 2, even though to them it's kind of advertising, whatever. I'm being weird about it, and that's fine. Maybe understandably weird, but still kind of weird about it. The content, it was nice. I mean, I like the fact that they didn't revisit the themes of the first season, which, you know, is something that a lot of shows do. We knew Netflix was smarter than that because of how smart they were when they made the first season of Stranger Things. Now, obviously, there's also some weakness there in that your motivation to continue watching in Season 2 isn't quite as strong as it is episode by episode for Season 1, because Season 1, you have a very distinct question you want answered that you are pretty sure you're not going to get an answer to pretty quick, but you keep watching because you want to know what happens. And Season 2 has some things along those lines, not as strongly, but that's okay, that's fine. I have to say I do approve of the discussion about Three Musketeers bars and Nougat, especially, what's it called? I don't even remember how it's spelled. Whatever that stuff that's in Three Musketeers bars that some people say is evil, and I'm like, you know, that's what's actually good about a Three Musketeers bar. To me, a Three Musketeers bar is nice because it's kind of the vanilla ice cream or the cheese pizza of candy bars. There's really not much to it other than the bar itself, and I kind of like that. It allows me to enjoy the aesthetic of the candy bar without forcing other stuff onto me that I may eat, and there's plenty of other candy bars that are okay to eat, but for me the Three Musketeers is kind of the best just because of that. And so there was one of the kids from Stranger Things too that was kind of, you know, on that side of a debate that was sort of going on like that. I'm like, yay, go. Person whose name I can't remember. I can only remember like 2 names from the show. Oh well. So, overall, it was fun to watch it. I'm curious to see what they do for Season 3. I would hope they do a Season 3, because if they do, then I think that actually makes Season 2 a bit better. Possibly. It really depends what they may or may not do. Whereas Season 1 stands pretty strongly on its own. Even though, you know, after it all ends, you kind of want to know what happens next. I don't know. It's all stuff. Let's see. I watched, Dave Made a Maze. And you might know this is a Blu-ray version. This is another Giga Frosty eccentricity where I actually pre-ordered the Blu-ray version, but it wasn't in stock when it came out. But then the DVD version was. I'm like, okay, I'll purchase it, and then if that arrives, I'll cancel the Blu-ray version. Then I just didn't care enough to cancel the Blu-ray because, like, yeah, fine, whatever. I'll have a DVD and a Blu-ray copy of it. So I watched Dave Made a Maze, and I'd say the trailer is probably a pretty good feel for it, I guess. I think the trailer gives you enough of an impression that you probably won't find any new impression surprises watching it. But at the same time, what will actually be pretty pleasant is just seeing how they actually manage to string things together. And it actually works out pretty well, I would think. Overall, it was a neat movie, a fun little movie. I really should actually get my family to watch it. Oh well, last but not least, I also watched Thor Ragnarok. And, well, I know this sets the bar low, but it's definitely the best of the Thor movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Basically, the first 2 movies, I guess, didn't have their best directing or writing or something involved, but Thor Ragnarok is in line with a lot of the other recent Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, just in its, everything that it puts together. So, it's an enjoyable movie to keep watching, especially if you really like the way modern Marvel Cinematic Universe movies flow. And, you know, I think the old Thor movies are perfectly watchable. They're just not the A game, I guess. It's more like the B team sort of thing, maybe. Like, the first one, something about it felt like a rushed something, maybe. That's the impression I get remembering it, and so it didn't... I don't know. I mean, obviously the third movie didn't have to do certain things that the first movie might have gotten dragged down by. But overall, not bad. Second movie's real problem. Like, when I summarize what was off with the second movie, I point out that they begin the movie with narration explaining the history of things and the goal of the bad guy. But in the course of the movie, the main characters learn that, which raises the question of, did they even need to do that stuff in the first place? They could have simply had it a mystery that's something that the audience figures out with the good guys. And that's a kind of a good example of something about Thor Dark World didn't feel completely well thought out, maybe. There could have been other problems with it, but, you know, when you can focus on one very specific thing like that, it is what it is. Oh well. So yeah, I didn't watch any anime, so here's hoping I will actually get around to that this coming week. Whether or not I do that, y'all have a nice week. Oh look, there's a slot down here. The Speed Racer keychain.